Welcome to the video tutorial devoted to creating a comprehensive hotel room booking application using DHTMLX Scheduler and Angular framework. Our Angular hotel booking app will be able to display hotel rooms, room type, and room status, reservations made for particular dates, and booking status. This app will also allow performing CRUD operations. You can find the link to the full source code of this demo app on GitHub, as well as other useful links for configuring Scheduler for hotel booking and integrating Scheduler into an Angular app in the description below. Our final goal is to create an application that will look exactly like this. Before we begin, make sure you have Node.js and Angular CLI. To create an app skeleton, run the following command. After the operation finishes, we can go to the app directory and run the application. Now, we should see the initial page on localhost. The ng-serve command will watch the source file and, if necessary, will change and rebuild the app. Let's proceed to creating data models. We need to define the reservation, room type, cleaning status, and booking status models. Run the following commands. In the newly created reservation model TypeScript file inside the models folder, we will add the following code. In the room model, room type model, cleaning status model, and booking status model TypeScript files, we'll add the next lines of code. The next step is to create the scheduler component. Download the latest pro versions of Scheduler on the DHTMLX website. Extract the downloaded package to your local machine to the root folder of your project. You can read the article, Adding Pro Edition into Project, for more details. To be able to embed Scheduler into the app, you should get the Scheduler code. Run the following command. Let's create a new component. For this, run the following command. The newly created Scheduler component HTML file inside the Scheduler folder will contain the template for the scheduler. Let's add the next lines of code. We utilize the ng model and ng model change directives to establish interaction between the select element and data within the component. Add the forms module to the app module TypeScript file. We'll declare scheduler styles in the separate scheduler component CSS file in the following way. To make the scheduler container occupy the entire space of the body, you need to add the following styles to the styles CSS file located in the src folder. To proceed, we need to import the required modules and add the necessary code lines to the scheduler component TypeScript file. Now, let's add the new component to the page. Open the app component HTML file and insert the scheduler tag in there. At the next step, we will get down to loading and saving data. To add data loading to the Angular scheduler, you need to add reservation and collection services. But before that, let's create and configure an environment file for a project. Run the following command. In the newly created environment development TypeScript file, we will add the following code. Let's also create a helper for errors that will notify users by sending error messages to the console when something goes wrong. To do so, we'll create a service helper TypeScript file inside the services folder with the following code. Now, let's create reservations and collection services. Run the following commands. In the newly created reservation service TypeScript file, we will add the following code. In the newly created collection service TypeScript file, add the next lines of code. The get rooms types, get cleaning statuses, and get booking statuses methods retrieve data from the server. The reservation URL and collections URL are private elements of the services. They contain the URL to the REST API. In order to send HTTP requests, an HTTP class has been injected into the service. To insert a new item, you need to send a post request to the URL with the new item in its body. To update an item, you need to send a put request to the URL that includes the item's identifier. This request also contains the updated item in its body. To remove an item, you need to send a delete request to the URL that includes the item's identifier. The services should handle CRUD operations in the scheduler. HTTP communication has been enabled by adding the HTTP client module in the reservation service and collection service TypeScript files. This step allows fetching data seamlessly within our Angular application. To utilize the HTTP client module, it is also required to include the essential HTTP client module from the Angular common HTTP package. In the app module TypeScript file, you should update the imports array as follows. The scheduler component is supposed to use reservation service and collection service to get, insert, update, and remove reservations and collections. To enable this, let's add reservation service and collection service to the component. First, import the necessary modules for the service in the scheduler component TypeScript file. You should also specify event service as a provider in the component decorator. Now, every time a new scheduler component is initialized, a fresh instance of the service will be created. The services should be prepared to be injected into the component. For this purpose, add the following constructor to the scheduler component class. Add the update room method to save the room cleaning status changes in the database. Modify the ngOnInit function to call the services to get the function, and then wait for a response to put the data to the scheduler. The scheduler parse accepts a data object in the JSON format. To efficiently wait for the completion of multiple asynchronous requests and load their data, reservations and collections, into a scheduler, you can utilize the fork join operator from the RxJS library. Please include the import. Now, let's move on to setting up the Node.js server for our app. This tutorial uses the Express framework and MySQL as a data storage. You should set up your MySQL server or use some service, for example, free MySQL hosting. Let's add Express, MySQL, and date format light modules. The server.js file has been specified as the entry point above. Now let's create the server folder in the root of the project and add the server.js file with the code below. Then open the package JSON file and replace the start statement with the following line. We'll utilize the concurrently package to enable simultaneous launching of both the server and client application. So let's add the concurrently module. Now, let's connect our app to the database and define methods to read and write items in it. First things first, we need a database to work with. You can create a database with your favorite MySQL client or via the console. All the read and write logic will be defined in a separate module called Database Handler. It'll take a MySQL connection and perform simple CRUD operations to the specified table. Read all the items, insert new items, update or delete the existing ones. For this, create the Database Handler.js file and add the code below into it. Then you need to set up routes so that the storage could be accessed by the scheduler you have placed on the page. For this, create another helper module and call it router.js. All it does is sets up the application to listen to request URLs that scheduler can send and calls the appropriate methods of the storage. Note that all methods are wrapped into try-catch blocks for you to be able to capture any error and return an appropriate error response to the client. Also note that the exception message is written directly to the API response. It's pretty handy during the development, but in the production environment, it can be a good idea to hide these messages from the client side, since raw MySQL exceptions that get there may contain sensitive data. If you open the app page now, you should see DHTMLX Scheduler with reservations. You can create, delete, and modify items within the scheduler. Any changes you make will be retained even if you reload the page. Your Angular hotel booking calendar is ready. The app can use RESTful API for CRUD operations. We hope this guide has given you a clear understanding of how to integrate the room booking app based on DHTMLX with Angular and connect it to a real backend. Download a free 30-day trial version of DHTMLX Scheduler. Explore the demo source code on GitHub and easily build your own hotel booking apps with DHTMLX.